Hello, I'm Pat Holland. I'm so glad that you could join me for my table setting talks. I am delighted to be able to share with you this table setting. It's the Mayflower design by Vernon Kilns. Now, these dishes were manufactured in the 1940s, so that means these dishes are somewhere close to being 80 years old. That amazes me that someone could love a set of dishes so carefully that they would last that long. But these have made it, and I am absolutely thrilled that they've made it to my table. Now, whenever I began this table setting, I had several decisions to make. I could put blue with it. I knew that I wanted to use my tan tablecloth. It's a homemade tablecloth. It's just plain and simple. I knew I wanted to use a table runner, and I have a beautiful runner it's also homemade, but it's got a lot of texture, a lot of nice fall colors in it. But the more I looked at this design, the more I felt that I wanted to use the brown and cranberry colors as my focal point instead of going with the blue. So that meant I could use that cranberry colored burlap on my table, and it's bright and it's happy, and I have used it so much. It's really just that from the craft store, it's just on a roll, how you get that width of burlap on the roll, and I just used it just as it was. In the center of the table, I put a copper looking, it's not really copper, but it is a metal lantern in the center of the table. I put a candle, and I wrapped some little fairy lights around it and turned them on as I sat up this tablescape. And the spilling, I opened the door of that lantern, and spilling out onto my table, I put some dried hydrangeas. You know, whenever the hydrangeas die, they leave these dried flowers just right on that bush of hydrangea. Well, I cut those off and I sprayed them. They had a nice, rich cranberry color to them already, but I had some spray paint that was cranberry. So I took them outside and I sprayed them just lightly. There were some nice browns in it as well, and I wanted to retain some of that brown look. So I just turned them over several different times and lightly sprayed them with the cranberry spray. And I just had 3 big ones and a couple of small ones, and I just let them spill out onto the table. Now, on the other side of that lantern, I wanted to put something because I didn't have the flowers. So I just took a rope with tassels and just kind of laid it on that end of the table. I had another decision to make as I was setting this tablescape, and that was the charger. I have navy blue chargers, I have beige chargers, I have this copper colored glass charger, and I finally decided that I wanted to go with this copper look. I felt like it tied in with the lantern in the center of my table well, and so I decided to use that copper glass charger. Now, this design is just beautiful. I love to stack plates. So I started off with a beige plate that I have. I just tucked it under. It's a little bit bigger than the Mayflower pattern plate. The Mayflower plate is about 10 inches. The plate underneath it is an 11-inch plate. So just that little edge adds a little bit of decoration in stacking that plate. Now, sometimes I will even stack the bread plate in the center of the dinner plate. But this design in the Mayflower was too big. This design spills out almost to the whole edge of the plate, and I didn't want to lose any of it. As a matter of fact, I wanted to see just as much of this design as I possibly could. So I set the bread and butter plate above the forks where it belongs. I set the cup and the saucer above the knife and the spoon right where that belongs. And that way I could see more of that beautiful design. Honestly, this bouquet of flowers reminds me of what I might be able to gather as I walked along a dusty road in the middle of the mountains. I just think these colors, they just look like wildflowers. And I have gone along the side of the road in a country road before and picked beautiful flowers that resembled these. And so it's just nostalgic, and I wanted to see just as much of this setting as I possibly could. So by stacking it, I would miss some of these colors and some of these layers, so I spread it out instead. And as I'm thinking about this, sometimes I have a tendency to just stack all my blessings up like I would stack dishes and put it in a closet. And sometimes I just stack up my blessings and I say, thank you, God, for your blessings. But it doesn't mean nearly as much to me as whenever I take a single blessing out and I say, Father, thank you so much for, and name a particular blessing. One thing that I am so thankful for is hot water. And I love to thank God for hot water. I love that I don't have to heat water on the stove. And I am so aware of the blessing that hot water is, clean, fresh hot water. And so I regularly thank God for that. But the value of that, you may say, that's so silly. Why would you thank God for hot water? I believe that whenever we begin to take our blessings out and we begin to look at what God has done for us, it enriches our life and causes us to enjoy what we have. It is the antidote to the mentality of entitlement. When we develop the heart of gratitude, it is the antidote. I'm telling you, it will squash that entitlement mentality. And I want to have a grateful heart. When I have a grateful heart, when you have a grateful heart, you're going to enjoy what you have so much more. And that is developed. It is grown. And it is grown by being thankful, by expressing your thankfulness to God. Now, let me get back to my table. There's something very interesting about this setting. If you look close at this cup has a delightful bouquet of yellow flowers peeping out. I so enjoy it when a cup has something on the inside of it. But after I got home with these dishes, I realized that this cup is a Spode cup. It is not the same brand as all the other pieces in this set. There was a whole bunch of these cups. I think there was 9 cups in all of this set, and only one of them had a Spode saucer to go with it. Another thing that I noted was, for some reason, the lady that purchased this set and used this set so carefully, she didn't have saucers under the cups. Instead of using a saucer underneath her cups, she used the bread and butter plate. This set has 8 bread and butter plates. So I tucked one underneath the cup. Probably that's what she did. I've wondered so many times since I got this set, what were you thinking, dear lady? Oh, I wish that I could pour her a cup of hot steaming coffee and sit down across from her and just talk to her about her choice. Why did she use Spode cups? And why did she only have one Spode saucer? Was it that she really wanted the Spode to begin with? See, Spode, it was made in England, and the setting she purchased, the Vernon Kiln, those came from California. Was it the expense during wartime of getting these cups, getting these dishes imported from England? Was that why she decided to use only one Spode cup and the rest of them were Vernon killed? What was she thinking? What was the reason behind it? Well, I can't ask her, but I know that sometimes in making beautiful tables, we have to get creative. We have to use what we have on hand. And sometimes those are the most beautiful tablescapes of all. I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know why she had so many Spode cups to go with the setting. I think it matches so beautifully. And I absolutely love her creativity. I don't know how many dishes you have. I don't know if you're adding to your collection, but I want to encourage you. Add some happy on your table and add some joy in your heart with gratitude, because it makes all the difference in your day and your outlook in life when your heart is filled with gratitude. Thank you for stopping by my table setting today. I pray that you'll have a wonderful day and that God will bless you in a special way. Would you like more inspiration? I'll put a link to my blog where my granddaughter taught me to open my eyes and see the beauty in my own neighborhood. It's such a sweet story. I'd love to share it with you, and I'll put that link below. Also, I'll put the link below for my series, Think God's Way for a Change. When we think different, it really does change us. I live by the mantra, everything tastes better on a pretty plate. And also, I don't save my best for company. I use my best to tell my family and special friends that they're important to me. I want them to leave my table full of food and great memories. But I hope you're leaving my table today hungry for more ideas and ways that you can love on your family too. And if you are, then I encourage you to subscribe, hit the bell, hit like, so that you won't miss a single video. You can go to my website, patriciaholland.org. Thank you again. God bless you.